If you could know the answer to any question, what would it be?
Why is healthcare so expensive? Like, the more that you try to take care of yourself, the more expensive it gets. Why? And then there's the thing of also, like, insurance. What's the point of having insurance if you're gonna have deductibles? You're gonna have, like, well, they don't have the donut hole anymore for the elderly, but still, you have deductibles, and now you have deductibles for both medical and pharmacy. Like, why? And in order for them to fully pay for you, you have to meet most of that deductible, which to me is crazy. So what's the point of paying in for insurance and I have all this stuff to pay for? Now, viewer discretion. This could be just certain plans and not everyone, but still.
Well,
I'm glad you find this funny, because I find this infuriating.
Well, the reason why healthcare insurance is hyper expensive is because until the 80s, health insurance was a nonprofit. So they were actively incentivized to help people. Then,
Nonprofit?
yeah, they're a nonprofit. So after the 80s, I forget what president it was, but they made healthcare or healthcare and health insurance for profit. So now they are actively incentivized to make you pay as much money as possible.
Is that why?
Why did you have a giant pause?
Well, because I just realized, is that why, like, you get penalized for not having insurance when taxes come around?
No, that I believe that happened under Obama. After he did the Affordable Care Act, he had a clause in it, which I thought they ruled that unconstitutional, but they added a clause to it saying that if you have, because there is affordable health care in America now, that if you did not have health care, because like lots of people didn't have health care because they couldn't pay for it.
Yeah, I remember that.
But since now the government literally made it easy to attain, they're like, yo, you could literally get it from us. So then they made a penalty if you didn't get it.
Is it really easy? I only say that because with Medicaid insurances, which is like government-funded insurances for the states, like you have to meet a certain bracket for like income, and like at least in the state where we live, there's two brackets. There's the bracket where you're just, I guess, at poverty line, and then there's one that's like a little bit higher, that's between poverty line and then like, I guess, manageable. I don't know the other term for it, but if you make above that, you're not eligible. And then even then, like if they consider you're eligible for it, they still flag you if you still make too much. Just like in apartments, if you make too much, you're not eligible for them, which is, I find that crazy too. And then if insurance is too expensive, even if they provide insurance, they still charge you pretty. Oh, here's another thing. Obamacare, I don't know much about it, but the Affordable Care Act. Okay, the Affordable Care Act. It doesn't cover very well, and
it's a government subsidy. None of them cover well.
Some of them, no. There's some of them.
Some insurance as government subsidies almost never do,
which is trash. But anyways, I'm just saying this because of things. But
you're saying this because of things.
Because of things. Anyways, it's just something that really like it grinds my gears, and it makes me think. But, like, based off on, like, things that I've, like, seen around people and stuff, I'm just like, that kind of sucks. Hello, pioneers. I am your co-host, Miri, and I am here with our main host, Samuel.
Hey, technically we're both co-hosts. That's why I introduced us like that. Like I co-host and you co-host.
Oh, okay. Well, it's me, Miri and Samuel.
How are you doing today, Miri?
I am swell.
You're swell?
I'm swell.
Sorry. Before we go any further, how do you feel about E.T. the Extraterrestrial?
That movie's weird, man. It's like, I never watched it before until before this, but That movie's kind of scary. Like, well, not scary, but it's
that
like...
movie is scary.
But, like, it's kind of like... Ooh.
I know my mom loves it. I didn't know she loved the movie. I didn't see this movie as a kid.
I'm not gonna say it's a horror, but it like the concept behind it is like kind of creepy in my opinion.
It's a horror movie. An alien figure comes to town and mind melds with the kid, and then forces their emotions onto a child. That's a horror movie.
It's creepy in my opinion, but.
Yeah. Now, let's talk about some of the goings-on at the time of the movie. Thank you to OnThisDay.com for the headlines. On January 1982, on the 1st, Peru's Javier Perez de Cuellar, is it Cuellar?
Cuellar.
Okay. Becomes the 5th Secretary General of the United Nations.
That was just a fact to me.
Well, fine. Yeah, because the United Nations are a governing body that help the world make decisions and try to protect, people's interests across the globe or around the globe. Protect. On January 13th, Hank Aaron and Frank Robinson are elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame. You don't know either one of those names.
I sure don't. You say things on here that I will be like, I don't know, or I'll just shake my head and it'll be silent on the recording.
Hey, that's the best part of a podcast, shaking your head.
Listen.
Hey, you know what's going on?
No. I forget because,
because podcasting's so natural to you now. It's like breathing.
No, it's just like anytime we have a conversation when we're off mic, like he asks me a question and I'll just shake my head no, or I'll nod my head yes. I was trying to figure out if I was saying that right.
That's something.
So, but when we record, I'm just like, oh, I have to use words because people can't see me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's it.
On the 15th, Mark Thatcher, son of UK Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher, makes his way home after 6 days missing in the Sahara.
Oh, so I found this hilarious. So...
a man got lost in the desert?
No. In what he said after he got found. So, just to give you a little background, I'm assuming this is a plane. I don't know, man. I don't even can't say it. PU Goat 504 had broken down with the cracked rear axle and remote. They got off course, and that's when they fell into the southern Algerian, whatever it's called. So they were there for, I think, what did it say? 6 weeks or 6 days.
6 days.
6 days. So they were there for 6 days. After 6 days, the Algerian Air Force found them, through their search plane. The part that I find hilarious is that when they rescued Mark, and this was a thing he said a lot, I was not lost, is what he told news reporters and people. He claimed that he wasn't lost. He claimed that he knew where he was at and he was trying to get home. Sorry.
I wasn't lost, you guys. It was all it's a misunderstanding.
I thought that was funny, but they, he did have really good survival skills along with, the people he was stranded with. They ended up making camp and ended up, being spared their rations. Good thing they were only lost for 6 days, or else he got lost would have been, I went on a detour, But
yeah, because he wasn't lost. says the man with full confidence after being rescued.
I wasn't lost. You guys just happen to be cross my path. That's why. I just went along with you guys because you guys were lost.
That's crazy. On January 20th, heavy metal musician Ozzy Osbourne allegedly bites the head off a bat on stage in Des Moines, Iowa.
Alright, so for this one, I had multiple questions. The first thing, there was a lot of things that, popped in my head. But one of the first things that popped up was the bat was what started COVID. And then the second thing was, did he not expect there to be consequences to him biting a bat?
Well, he thought the bat was fake. He said in interviews when he got older that people throw stuff on a stage all the time because it's a concert. So he thought that it was a fake bat that someone threw on stage. So then he bit into the fake bat.
Just to find out blood came out.
Yeah. So it's really cool, and I'm guessing he didn't freak out on stage. But no, Ozzy said when he got much older, he was on drugs too. Hey, I thought it was fake.
Yeah, so one of the things, there was that. Another thing he said was, yeah, like the whole fake thing. And then he said he knew it was real because he felt warm, gloopy liquid and felt the head twitch. Which I was like, oh no. Well, first of all, I feel bad for the bat because why would somebody throw a bat?
Well, why'd they have a bat at a concert?
That's what I'm saying. And then the second thing was that, like, he was in so much pain after he ate the bat. Like, after he, like, spit the bat out or whatever happened. Whatever he did. He had to go. I'm assuming it was after.
It's a man bat, like Lindstrom.
I'm assuming it was after the show, or maybe immediately after that happened, or after the song was over, whatever he was doing. Mm-hmm. He got rushed to the hospital, which it says here that he had to undergo a painful series of rabies shots.
Yeah.
And then the other thing was that the bat was reportedly brought to the concert by a 17-year-old, whose brother found it deceased roughly the fortnight before or after prior. So the bat was dead, right?
Well, yeah, that's what it said, but also what my brain was thinking
I don't think the bat was dead if it twitched. It was probably dying.
Well, if you bite muscle fibers, it will make that thing move. But two, and this part's worse to me. So, okay, let's assume that because I assumed someone bought a live bat, and I was like, bro, it's a rock concert. Bats live off sound. That's gonna be terrible.
Well, if it's dead, it don't matter.
Yeah, true. But two, before I found out
it's probably the sound that made its body twitch.
The bat was dead. I figured out. I was like, was this goofball's pet bat? And then
no, it's like they found it.
Yeah, but before you read that, I was like, somebody bring up a pet bat, and they just watched their music hero bite the head off the bat, and that'd be cold-blooded.
The other thing was that what Ozzy did impacted like a lot of like, you know, animal like sanctuaries.
Yeah.
To like, you know, do the. Yeah, so they did a lot of protests and did a lot of movements for, you know, animal safety and stuff, which because of that, I'm assuming that during this time they didn't know that they didn't know that the bat was real. He didn't know the bat was real, like, and so I guess he just took up this mantle, and that's how he got the name of Prince of Darkness, was because he bit a head off a bat. And so, anyways, if Ozzy was like, oh man, this sucks because I didn't know it was real, and then years later he's like, oh yeah, I didn't know it was real until I bit it.
Yeah.
That's crazy though, because this man just accepted the nickname Prince of Darkness. I wonder if he would have been like, man, I wish I could have gotten this name differently.
Probably, but also, depending on when this happened, you always need some good publicity for your band, and even if people are like, hey, we're going to come pick at your show, you know what that means? People that like you are going to want to buy your show and advertise it more. So,
listen,
you know,
if I would have ever became a famous singer, artist, whatever it is that they're called, and I would get a nickname that basically says that I'm evil or just not good, I want it to be for a very good reason. Not because somebody accidentally threw a bat at me and I felt impulsive to bite it. You know?
Yeah, I get it.
Just saying, man.
Hey, no, like, I think I'm giving you some top-notch banter. Just imagine someone talking to you. Yeah.
Cool story, bro. That's what it is.
On January 27th, Andrew Lloyd Webber and Tim Rice's biblical rock opera Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat opens at Royale Theater in New York. It runs for 747 performances. Have you ever heard of this musical?
Nope.
I've heard of the musical. I've never seen it. Surprisingly, it's about Joseph and his amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. Which, do you know that story?
Nope.
You don't know the Joseph? I don't
know if I know the name of the story, but
okay. Joseph is loved by his dad. His other siblings are real mad that his dad loves him. Joseph's dad gives him special coat. And the brother's literally like, hey, Joseph, come out here. It's your brothers.
I think I've heard this one.
And they, like, push him in a hole. And then, like, after pushing him in a hole, they sell him to, like, some slavers.
Oh, I think I remember this.
Yep, yeah, is it Genesis? It's Old Testament. And then, after Joseph is sold to slavers, like, he shows them his intelligence or whatever, so he works his way up from being a slave to being, like, a man of power again. but not still not enough power because he's still technically a slave. So then later on in the story, before Joseph's family comes around, like the man that bought Joseph, his wife likes Joseph, so she tries.
Wait. What?
The man who bought Joseph, the slave owner, his wife likes Joseph. So she tries to convince Joseph.
Y'all can't see this, but I rolled my eyes so hard at that.
So she tries to convince Joseph to sleep with her, but Joseph's like, I'm not going to do that. This slave owner treated me really well. And I'm like, okay, man. And then...
I mean, at that point, he's probably thinking, I don't want to get killed.
Well, that too. So, because, if he gets found out... Because, she called him over to, talk about something that's, business-related or something that's going on. Because I think Joseph started watching the grain or something. So she called him over to talk about that. And then she's like, it's a trick, a trap. And
trap it.
It's a ploy. And Joseph was like, oh, no. So he ran out. And, part of his jacket... from his royal robes got taken from him and were ripped off, and she's like, see, he was here, look at the jacket there or whatever. But then I think something happens to where they find out that she was lying. At the same time that this man sold into slavery and has to live all these experiences, his father is like, what happened to your youngest brother? And they're like, well, we can't find him, Pop. And then, he gets real sad. And I think he's going on because once again I haven't read Joseph's story in a long time. I think his father goes on a journey to the main town that's close to them to oh, I'm sad for my son. I'm gonna mourn losing my son or whatever because
he loved his son.
Yeah. So then
how dare he love his son?
So then
does that imply there was favoritism?
Well, that's what his sons believed. But also, if you look at the story, one son got a rainbow coat from his dad, handmade.
Rainbow coat?
Technicolor dream coat. Yeah, it's a bunch of colors. But yeah, one got a special made coat. And once again, the other ones could have got special made coats, but maybe they're not as bright and colorful as Joseph's. But so the sons are like, yo, you like him more, you like us. So then they took his coat and put him in a hole. Sold him into slavery, which is it's wild stuff. I tell people this all the time. Even if you don't believe, you should read the Bible. One, it's basic story structure, but two, there's some phenomenal story, phenomenal story beats in the Bible. Legit, hey, mom and dad love you more, so I'm going to kidnap you, and then I'm going to take away all of your fancy stuff they gave you, then sell you to slavery? That's wild. That's a wild story. But then at the end, the dad goes there, Joseph is there, so he sees his brothers. Because his brothers are surprised and whatever. And then at the end of the story, Joseph is a good enough person, even though he's lived in slavery and stuff, to forgive his brothers because his brothers are real sad.
Why are they sad? They're the ones that sold him off.
They did, but also it's probably been years, and they're like, I feel look at Dad. Hey, I didn't like how we thought he treated him special, but we don't like his sadness, and we don't like missing our brother. So then all this stuff happens.
Oh my God, that pisses me off. You clearly weren't thinking about missing him when you sold him off.
They sure weren't, but also, because the thing, it wasn't just he was going to mourn his son. I think there was a shortage of food. And Joseph's job was he was giving out food to all the people. So legit, Joseph.
Oh, so they just didn't like the fact that this whole responsibility of not knowing what to do fell on them.
Oh no, because this is before. This part is the part after. So he'd been sold in slavery. They don't know if he's dead or alive still. Mm-hmm. But there's a drought going on, and the family, the dad's going to mourn his son in the main town, but also the main town's where they're going, so they can they can get their ration of food. Because there's a drought, and they didn't know, but Joseph is the one that gave them the idea of, oh hey, we should ration the food so we can store stuff up. Mm-hmm. When there's down times, the citizens can still have food. So then they're going to get their food because it's a downtime, and they see that brother Joseph is still alive, and they get all excited and happy because they're like, hey, we did a bad thing, but we're real bad about it now. And Joseph, because it's the Bible, he's very forgiving and accepting, and he's like, hey man, it's all right, because you guys did that. Look at this, I'm a rich man. I got all this stuff because I'm a rich man now because you guys did what you did. And it's like, it's your brother. So I hate to be that dude.
Hey, look, there's
a person that says they love me, look me in the eyes, and so.
So just I'm the person I am, and I'm the great person I am. Even though you gave me trauma, but I'm grateful for that trauma that you gave me because I wouldn't be me without it.
Yeah, man.
That's frustrating. Okay, let's go to the next point.
On the 30th of January, the World Boxing Championship Super Welterweight Champion Wilfred Benitez of Puerto Rico defeats boxing legend Roberto Duran of Panama in a 15-round unanimous decision at Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas. Do you know any of those men?
I sure don't know any of those.
They're both boxing legends in their own right, but two. Yeah, old school boxing used to be 15 rounds, but older school boxing was until somebody couldn't stand.
Which one is that the same one where like refs were the ones that called off the round until they felt like no, the other one wasn't going?
What do you mean?
Was that not a thing?
What do you mean?
Like, I remember someone, it was when I was very young, so anyways, point is that I was very young, so I could be misremembering this, but I was under the, not anymore, but, well, I haven't thought about it really, so I can't even say that, but I was under the impression that, like, boxing at one point, the ref was the one that called off the rounds.
No, there's a timekeeper.
Timekeeper?
Yeah, when you do combat...
Sounds like a magic man that pauses time or rewinds it.
But yeah, when you do combat sports, there's a timekeeper, and they ring the bell to signal the start and the end of a round. It's if you look at boxing and you look at UFC and other places, it's where you hear that before when you hit 10 seconds because that sound lets the boxers know or the fighters know it's almost over. But yeah, like there's like literally like a sound of two things blocking together like 3 to 5 times, but around 10 to 5 seconds. So the fighters know the rounds will be over. But yeah, old school boxing used to be 15 rounds. Older school boxing used to be until someone couldn't go anymore. It's wild times.
The old one.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the one. I think that's the one I'm thinking about.
But current boxing goes 12 rounds, which once again still sounds terrible.
Hey man, my nose is busted and I think I have a broken rib. But yeah, let me keep going.
Oh yeah, man.
That sounds more like torture.
No, the problem with it being torture is that lots of people in sports have this belief that they need to go above and beyond as humans.
They need to go plus ultra?
Well, yeah, nerd. They have to go plus ultra. they have to use all their might. And
bro, at least the high school, the My Hero Academia, they use plus ultra for a good reason.
Well, but yeah, like you'll see it a lot. If someone's like hurt, the same thing to do is to be like, hey, let's not.
I'm a little hurt right now.
Yeah,
Can I?
But when people do sports things, they are typically encouraged to, hey, this could have lots of adverse effects in the future, but right now it won't. So keep pushing through it. Like Charles Barkley was talking about one time, to where he was in the finals. And he was making a joke about how they stuck. I think they stuck like a pain pill up his butt because something happened. But like legit
pain pill.
Yeah, but
Well, even
like, do you know what Toradol is?
Yes.
Yeah, I believe Toradol is used if you are in the military and you have extreme pain and you can't make it to like a medical thing yet. So to push through the pain, they give you Toradol. I've heard stories of people in the NBA being like, yeah, man, I hurt my rotator cuff. I did this and that. So I took Toradol so I can make it through the finals. And like, we won or whatever, blah, blah, blah. But like a day or like 3 or 4 days later after we were done playing, my body felt worse than it has ever felt before.
Yeah, because like it just numbs the pain, doesn't take it away when it rolls off.
But once again, it numbs it so much that you don't even think about it. And I'm like, yo, my man, this is an entertainment sport. Hey,
I wonder.
You don't need to take military grade.
It makes me wonder. Do they use those same ingredients currently? Because I had
Toradol?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't think the sport is the same because NBA started doing things where people have to sit out.
No, I mean like the ingredients in the medication. Cause like
last time I had medicine, it was just cocaine and heroin mixed together. I don't even get it.
I'm assuming it sounds like a pain anti-inflammatory.
Toradol?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't look up medicine too often.
Okay. I want to look it up, but anyways,
And that's the news of January 1982. Now, time for one of my favorite segments that tests the contestants' common sense in movie situations. Called What Would You Do?
There's so many things I wouldn't have done in this movie.
Why do you say that?
There's just, I don't know, man. There's just. All right, what's the first question?
Hey, we're done here. Give me the question, old man. Sorry, I'm gonna stop the music now. 1. You are a young boy out at night to grab some pizza for your brother and his friends. In the shed in the backyard, you see a creature never seen before. Do you A. toss a baseball to the creature? B. offer the creature some pizza? C. scream at the top of your lungs? Or D. calmly enter the home and alert no one to check back up on your alien friend later?
D.
Okay. That's what Elliot should have done, but I don't know that stuff. Hey, I'm gonna yell.
Listen,
and then
I don't even think I would have calmly just backed away. I think I would have just dropped the pizza and been like, all right, peace out.
I would have dropped the pizza.
I would have.
No, they got look how mad they got at me. If I'm the younger brother, I want my older brother to like me. So no, I'm gonna
just get the pizza yourself, man. That's what
They shouldn't have let the child go out by themselves. That's wild. Hey, play at night. Go walk down roughly 75 yards from the house.
It's not even at the porch. It's literally down the
it's like 50 yards away. Down the driveway.
The driveway. And their driveway was long, by the way.
Yeah.
It wasn't small.
Mm-hmm. You are an adult and you are searching the woods for clues of the alien creatures you saw earlier in the week. As you search, you stumble across a pile of Reese's Pieces. Do you A. pick it up off the ground and eat it? Or D. don't eat the food off the ground?
That food's staying on the ground. The fact that... that's so dumb. Okay.
Hey, the fact that a grown man who's like, I'm searching for aliens, sees a pile of Reese's Pieces on the ground and hasn't maybe there's ants, maybe some other animal touched it, but just picks it up and munches it. And I'm like, I understand Reese's Pieces are a sponsor,
they're just like...
tastes like Reese's Pieces. You are a teacher teaching children that seem to be 10 or 11. You are studying frogs, and this is the lesson where you dissect them. Do you A. give children frogs in a jar and tell the kids to watch as they slowly pass out? B. give the class a worksheet about parts of a frog? C. let the kids watch a video about frogs and their biology and ecosystems, because who doesn't like a video day in class? Or D. let the kids cut open the live animals, like that won't scar them at all?
I'd probably give them the worksheet, if not the video.
I'll probably do the video. Video day in class is always fun.
I'll probably fall asleep, so yeah, maybe I'll do that.
What a good teacher. Hey kids, watch the video, don't get too loud, put the hat over eyes.
Yeah, man, just take a nap. It'll be fine. We all need it.
No, it's not, because that's when admin comes in and check in what you're doing for the class, and you're sleeping and the kids are sleeping. You are a man that's been staking out this neighborhood, and you finally pinpointed the house you think the alien is in. Do you A. break in like a common criminal? B. rummage through a stranger's home like that's the thing to do? C. walk down the street in a straight line because because you could all ride in the van? Or D. knock on the door and talk to people in the house?
I probably talk to people in the house.
So man, because the mom wouldn't know anything, but you know who would? The kids, and you'd be like, "Hey, you're lying, kid. I could see how you're acting," which doesn't happen in movies too much. It happens in dramas a lot. But outside of dramas, when people are obviously lying, no one's like, hey, that's a lie. Why are you lying to me? That doesn't happen, though, which is weird. Oh, no. Your house has been beset by strangers in spacesuits. Do you A. yell at them that this is your house? B. run away from them as they break into your house from every entrance? C. throw your kid at them because maybe they'll take them and you can escape? Or D. pick up any tool in your home and defend from this weird daytime home invasion?
I'd probably pick up a tool. Throwing the kid is crazy.
That would be a wild. Pick up a kid.
Yeah. Yeah, no, throwing the kid is crazy.
Sorry. Cause I'm thinking of pocket sand, something that's like distraction, and then you just jump out of a window as your kid is just full body thrown at a man in a spacesuit. What a wild thing.
That's crazy if she would have thrown her kid. I would have been like, all right, buddy.
Because what
Clearly, he's the unfavorite one.
Because we're gonna talk about it, but like legitimately, what was she gonna do? Like, alien sick, boy is sick. What's her next step? Because all she did was leave the dying alien here. We're going downstairs. Then the men burst in. We're gonna talk about it, but like I don't know what the next step for her brain was. I don't think it was throwing the boy.
I think her. From if I were her and I saw this, well, first of all, I don't think I would have. I don't know what I would have done really. But if I would have noticed my kid is not doing so well, I think I would have taken some toss.
Taking some what?
I can't talk.
You can't. You just did it.
I think my reaction would have been to take him into the hospital. Take him into the hospital. Take them to the hospital. Mm-hmm. That was probably her plan, but then they got bamboozled by the space people.
I think bombarded, but yeah. Thank you for your answers, and thanks for playing. On to the synopsis. For everyone watching along, we watched E.T. 1982. Did we watch it on YouTube? Where did we watch E.T.?
Netflix.
I don't know. It's not on Tubi.
We watched it on Netflix.
Oh, okay, cool.
Because I remember, no, that was the other one.
That was Ghost Brothers?
No, it was on YouTube. It was on YouTube.
Oh, okay, so we bought it on YouTube. In a forested area overlooking a sprawling suburban neighborhood, an alien spacecraft has landed. The creatures aboard have come to observe and collect specimens. One of them wanders some distance away when strange lights and sounds cause him to hide. The group of men are led by one who has a jingling set of keys attached to a belt loop. Scared, the creature takes off running, with the men in pursuit. The creature attempts to get back to his spaceship, but it leaves without him. Eventually, it makes its way down an embankment into the suburban housing development below. Now, I really like the intro to E.T. I think the darkness, because once again, we're entering into the unknown, so like we don't even see the night sky, we just see darkness for a little bit. I think that's very cool. We don't know that they're collecting specimens in the movie. We just see the aliens bebopping around a little bit. Two. I
thought they were just walking around.
But that's what it looks like. But like in the synopsis, they're getting specimens. I'm like, I think we figure that out at the end of the movie. But in the or like maybe towards the middle, maybe.
I didn't even catch that.
But yeah, that's why he kept the flowers, not only because gift.
I just thought, oh, these are pretty. Let's grab them. I didn't even put that together.
Yeah, but yeah, other aliens that we see running also have they have things in their hands when they're getting on the ship.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, but like legit. So like we know they're collecting specimens.
I feel like I want to rewatch that scene because I noticed nothing besides the alien running.
But yeah, I'm gonna say this again. E.T. is a likable alien in this movie. Does not look good to me. And once again,
when you first see them, they have little cloaks on.
Yeah.
They look like little gnome priests. So I thought that was cute until I saw E.T. himself. I was like, ooh.
Yeah, like once again, it could be my own human proclivities and whatnot, but yeah, E.T. is.
Looks like a shrinked up sausage.
Yeah, man. But once again, E.T. was popular. Today, I sent Miri nope, it's not Ann. Sent Miri a picture. It's like for Coors or Coors Light, and literally it was a thing saying, "Hey, if you drink too much, phone home," and E.T. is the bartender. I'm like, so this movie was popular, and not just with kids,
with adults.
Yeah, so people didn't care that the
when he showed me that picture, E.T. looks so chill in there compared to the movie, and I'm like, wow.
Well, E.T.'s stressed in this movie, man. If E.T. is anything in this movie, he's a stressed man.
E.T. phone home.
There you go.
In the house, a young boy named Elliot is sent out to pick up pizza being delivered from his brother, Michael, and his friends. Elliot is about to return inside when a strange noise in the backyard catches his ears. Elliot traces down the noise.
Bless you.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. Catches his ears?
That's what it says. Catches his ears.
No, that's what it says. I'm just wondering if that's a normal turn of phrase that I just never heard.
Catches his ears.
Yeah.
Elliot traces the noise to a garden shed in the backyard. Elliot throws a baseball into the shed and is scared when something in the shed throws it back out. Elliot rushes inside to tell everyone, and they all come to investigate, but find nothing in the shed except for some strange prints. And Michael assumes it must be some type of coyote near the woods.
This coyote has 3 toes.
It says Elliot so many times.
Yeah.
Elliot traces a noise. Elliot throws a baseball. Elliot rushes inside.
But this person didn't learn, hey, we gotta use different words to keep people interested in reading. But 2...
makes it clear.
Exactly. But 2, also, I don't know what game they're playing, but his brother is playing some nerd game.
They probably are, and were they smoking?
I don't know, man. It did look smoky in their house.
It did look, it looked pretty smoky in there.
But the mom didn't say anything about that. She said something about them buying pizza.
Yeah.
She's like, you should have bought pizza. I'm like, hey, man, if you're smoking down here and your mother can't smell it, either your mom is willfully obtuse or she's just missing stuff. Yeah,
that or maybe she burned something. I don't know.
Oh, maybe they burned some food and instead of ordering pizza, like, get some different food. But also, as we were saying in What Would You Do, Elliot is sent out by his teenage brother 50 plus yards away from the house. And I made this joke watching the movie. If I'm a pizza man in the 80s, I don't have the money for a kid. I'm not stealing a kid. I'm going to give the kid the pizza I take home? Nah, man, it's my pizza. So
How much was the pizza?
What?
How much was the pizza?
I don't know. If it's the 80s, the pizza had probably like $10 plus tip. Something like that. Couldn't be too expensive.
It wasn't $1.
$1 large pizza would be wild.
A $5 pizza would be creepy. Well,
it is crazy.
Oh no, Little Caesars has $6, $7.
Well, it used to be $5 for 2 pizzas for Little Caesars. Yeah, man. But no, yeah. So like they send the not Gertie. She's a lady. She can't be sent out. But they send the youngest boy out 50 plus yards away from the house to a person with a car that could very easily steal a boy.
Yeah, well, the thing is, also, the part that I was a little concerned too was, like, the guy didn't even come out of the car. He just handed him the pizza.
He came out of the car. Because he had the car and he, like, pulled the thing up. But yeah, he did.
I didn't even realize. I don't know.
But yeah, he opened the door and he came. Because, like, instead of driving up the driveway, the guy stood at the front of the driveway.
Yeah, that was...
Once again, it's like he's setting up somebody to get
Elliot,
stolen.
like, the pizza's bigger than Elliot.
That's true.
It's like, it's a big box.
So then Elliot
okay, so that's another thing. So, he was in front of the house.
Yes.
Why did he walk around?
Why did he walk around?
Because the scene is in the backyard.
Oh!
But then, maybe, like, the pizza's at the front.
But maybe instead of using the front door, because the back door of the patio leads to the kitchen.
Well, so, the front door eventually leads to the kitchen, too.
Well, every door in the house leads to everywhere in the house. So
he could have prevented this if he would have just walked back through the front door.
That's true, but yeah, the brother and friends are sitting in the kitchen, so he just decided I'll come right where they are instead of walking all the way around.
I would have just walked through the front door because it leads to the kitchen.
True, but then the other thing is, so this boy could have gotten stolen. Then, Mom comes downstairs and she's like, how'd you get pizza? You shouldn't have ordered pizza. And I'm like, now, hold up. A mother is in a house full of teens. And she's like, hey, how'd you guys get this? Michael doesn't have a job. He doesn't have a job. We don't see him work a job.
Michael, no job.
He doesn't. He has no job. So, Michael either had to take money from his mother, or we could...
Which, by the way, she was very lenient when she found out that they were like, oh, you shouldn't have done that.
She was a... I said this because you didn't notice it until I said it, which I was like, I think that's what they're doing. But the authority figures in this movie are like Charlie Brown. You don't see their faces. But you see the mom's face from the beginning. It could be that Spielberg wanted to show her humanity so you can connect with her. But for me, what I thought, because art's subjective, I thought Mom wasn't an authority figure to them, which is why they could see her face and talk to her. It's the reason why, spoiler, if you're listening to the thing, you should probably watch the movie, but I'm not going to bug you if you haven't. It's why the key man, you don't see his face until the end. And the end, you see his face when he's trying to, like, talk to Elliot and be like, look, I understand. I have the same ambitions as you. But you only see his face when he's talking to Elliot and, like, he's becoming human to us.
You just reminded me, towards the end of the movie, this man has his arm on his mom.
Yeah, man.
And I'm just like... where was the romance scene? Like, what happened in the car ride that she was just like, yeah, he could touch my shoulder?
They're both flabbergasted about seeing alien life and knowing it exists. And also,
that's a reason to be like, put your hand on me?
Hey, man. Once again, you guys are going to hear about this in the future, but it's just like the Ghostbusters ending, to where Dana is like, this guy sucks, and then like Dana
well, at least this guy didn't suck.
Well, that's true. Only thing this guy did was illegally spy on a family.
She doesn't know that.
She doesn't. You're right. We know that. She doesn't
know that.
You're not wrong. Okay, I'll step back. From her perspective, all this man did is come around,
pop up in her home.
Yeah, pop up in her home and be like, "Hey, we're trying to save. Yeah, we're trying to save this alien." But so you're right. You know what? Yeah. I don't think he needs to be like, hey, I'll hold you. It's cold tonight. I'm like, you're a stranger still. You need to not.
So this is something that bugs me in a lot of movies during these older movies, but that's just a PP on me.
Also, the teen boys, after being told, hey, you shouldn't have bought pizza, they go grab, when Elliot's like, there's something outside, they go grab a knife. One, if it was a coyote, I don't care what kind of knife you're grabbing, multiple kids. Like, okay, a group of coyotes would hurt people, doesn't matter. With one coyote, these teens have a chance of stopping this coyote. But these teens are going to get hurt. So, I don't care that you have a knife.
I'm thinking that it was a coyote after, like, looking at the steps that clearly did not look like an animal.
No, it has 3 toes. You know how coyotes have 3 toes?
They have 3 long toes.
Yeah.
A coyote don't have no spaghetti fingers.
Coyote don't have no spaghetti fingers. If we had merch that I would put that up, if this was how does this get made, that would be the merch. They don't have no spaghetti fingers. Later that evening, Elliot hears some noise outside in the backyard and goes outside. He encounters it. Before I keep going, that's not true. Elliot, after no one believes him, is a big baby at dinner and is mean, and he goes back outside. And he like sleeps outside. But maybe I'm jumping ahead. But if I remember correctly, no one believes him. And he's like, Dad would believe me.
Oh yeah, which triggers his mother.
Yeah, but he's like, Dad would believe me. And then like she's like,
well, you should call him.
Yeah.
And then he goes like,
he's in Mexico.
And then that triggers her. I'm assuming it was an affair divorce.
Well,
but like
either that
she starts crying. She's like, he doesn't even like Mexico.
But either we can assume there's an affair, or we could assume that you haven't watched The Office, so I can't use that example. But we can assume that he was a certain way with her, and then he left, and then after leaving, he found this lady that I'm guessing gave him the motivation to change and be better.
Just like, what's that movie? We substituted because it was too dramatic for me.
Oh, The Four Seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looks happy.
My man.
He could have been happy with his
We did
life.
Escape from New York instead of Four Seasons. I said this to my mother when she was over. Everyone except for the new young person is unlikable in that movie. Because, like, you want to feel sympathy for the lady who got divorced, but she's not likable.
She's crazy, bro.
That's what...
She got that, she got those, like, yandere tendencies. Not yandere, but... they could have become yandere.
But yet, like, everyone in the movie's unlikable, and it's like, my man, the one, because like typically these kind of movies, the young person who gets who like causes a divorce to happen, they're the one who's not likable.
Yeah.
But she's the most likable person, and she's level-headed, she's nice, she's clear with communication, she's willing to, she's understanding, and she's so willing to communicate and be like, oh, let's try to find a solution that works for everybody. Everyone else is like, I'm stuck in my ways, and I'm like, this isn't fun.
Older people.
They are older, but everyone who's older isn't some stuck in their ways goofball.
But they're the definition of you can't teach a dog a new tricks, though.
You can, though.
That's the definition of that, though. Alright.
He encounters a strange creature that scares the both of them. The creature quickly leaves the backyard and through a nearby gate that leads into the woods. The next day, Elliot goes out on his bike to the forest, taking a bag of Reese's Pieces with him, hoping to find the creature he saw. He soon sees the man with the keys on his belt loop and quickly leaves the forested area. That evening, Elliot gets into an argument with his family when it seems that no one will believe him. Elliot thinks that his dad will believe him. What a sentence. As their mother has just been through a messy divorce, this causes her feelings to be hurt, with Michael angrily chastening his brother for being cruel. No, she is not mad that he says, Dad would believe me. She is mad, as Mary said, about, why don't you tell Dad? Dad's in Mexico. And then she's like, he doesn't even like Mexico. Why did he go? I'm like, well, he could be changing for the better and having new experiences because you're not together anymore.
Just too bad it wasn't for you.
Yeah, right? Yeah, not for you and these three kids. Why would I try to be better for you and the three kids? Screw you guys.
The 3 kids, I guess I pawned off on you. So I can go to Mexico with my new partner.
Yeah, man, it's crazy.
Also, the little girl, like the smallest child there.
Gertie.
She was so cute because she goes, "What is Mexico?" And nobody answered her question, by the way. They just left her pondering.
Technically, just say a country.
Later that evening, Elliot stays outside, where this time the creature comes right up to him and returns some of the Reese's Pieces that were in the forest. Elliot then lures the creature into the house and up to his room. When he finally sees the creature in full, it is a strange brown-colored being that is nothing like he's ever seen before.
Why'd you say Elliot twice?
Well, because it says Elliot so many times.
Elliot.
And so then, okay, let me look. Elliot did not just lure the alien, E.T. in there. Well, he did. But the way how he did it was, he made a trail of Reese's Pieces going up to his room. And then Elliot, when he saw... when he saw the alien, he looked surprised. But the way how they described him, a brown-colored being, that is an understatement. He looked like a shriveled, almost gone bad hot dog. You guys, I'm not sure if you guys seen this, but when okay, I'm gonna give some stuff away here. When a hot dog goes bad, it turns brown before it gets that dry stuff.
Oh man, you are giving stuff away. I didn't know that.
I watch videos on these things.
No, I'm being facetious. You're good.
But yeah, it turns brown and it wrinkles up. That's what E.T. looked like, except not as brown. You know.
For this one, Elliot does stay outside.
Elliot.
And as I said this watching the movie, I have 3 siblings. There is not a single way I could have gotten out of my room, gotten downstairs, and unlocked and opened my front door as a child with my parents and my siblings in the same house. Elliot did all of it.
Your house must have been in close proximity to each other, the rooms.
Mm-hmm.
There was, I'm not gonna say all the time, but unless my mom was awake, that's when she came out to me.
Mm-hmm.
But I was able to do all that.
Never, man. Never. This kid literally, Mom is sad because Dad's in Mexico. My brother's that's good going, meathead. Or he said some other 80s downer to his younger brother. But then after that, legitimately, Elliot's coming, he's leaving the house out the back patio door to sleep outside to be I wonder if that creature will come here. And I'm and I said this aloud. I was there's no way I could have gotten out of that. I would touch the handle. Someone's what are you doing?
The only thing that I know that I feel like his mom should have heard, or somebody on that same floor should have heard, was the fact when E.T. what did he drop a lamp or a pot?
Oh, he dropped something in the room, but Elliot closed the door afterwards. And then also...
So the door is going to block off the sound that was already sent off?
Once again, but that's the movie. Something loud happens and he just closes the door, and I'm my man. So somebody would be hey, what's that loud noise? But no one does that.
That's the only part where I'm just okay, sneaking down. But they probably didn't hear him because he stayed outside.
No, but so they didn't hear him walk into the house, open the door again, drop Reese's Pieces on the wooden floor, come into the room.
Clearly, it was a different time then. Mother trusts that the child would be safe sleeping outside in the backyard with an open backyard.
But we don't even know if she knew. She never, because remember he in the next paragraph we're gonna see it. But she doesn't say, "Oh, I know you're outside yesterday," so she didn't even say anything. She doesn't even know.
That's why he got a fever.
But yes, the 80s were a time where kids could be left outside alone and people weren't looking for that kid. But typically
before your bike outside and nobody would steal it.
Probably people would steal it, but people would be less likely. But also after dark, you should watch your kids inside, know where they are. Was that one video or one PSA where it's do you know where your kids are? Yes, I do. inside, not with an alien. Elliot fakes having a fever the next day to stay home from school. During the day, he acclimates himself to the creature and tells him his name, as well as shows him different things around the house. Later that evening, Elliot shows the creature to Michael and their younger sister Gertie, who both promise not to tell anyone about him. Now, once again, and this is the point I was making before, if the mother had known that that Elliot was outside, she would be like, oh, see, that's why you shouldn't be sleeping outside, because you get sick afterwards. But she doesn't know. Because if she knew, she'd be out here bebopping around being like, hey, son, come inside. You're like, please.
By the way, it doesn't add this on there, but the thing is, the way how they get Gertie to get her to stay silent is by threatening her to tear up her little dolly.
Oh, that's true.
They do that, and then like E.T.'s hiding in the closet. By the way, Elliot's closet is huge.
Well, it's a connector for him and Gertie.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, because there's that one shot where E.T.'s in the closet hiding with the stuffed animals, and one way is Elliot's room, and the other side
listen,
is
if I go into my child's room and I see a terrifying like alien morphing thing,
it's a toy. It's why it's not moving.
Bro, I would know what toys I buy my kids.
Well, maybe the dad bought it, but so she doesn't know the toy. That's why she didn't see it yesterday or the time before.
You moved in there. You must have helped unpack, right?
Yeah.
Pack and unpack. Okay, she's just not aware of things. That's okay. But, yeah, and then when he tells Michael first, and Michael's just like, oh, you're still going on about that? And so finally, like, Elliot's just like, hey, you're gonna believe me or not? Like, he just goes, okay. So he tells him to close his eyes, and Elliot brings him out, and he goes like, you have to be quiet, like, or you're gonna scare him. And so Michael...
And they immediately scream. Well, not Michael. Gertie immediately screams.
Gertie screams. No, but he introduced E.T. to Michael first.
Yeah.
And afterwards with Gertie.
Yeah.
But...
Yeah, keep a super duper promise.
They soon surmise that this thing must be in some way be an alien, and get him to try and explain where he's from. Instead, the creature displays its powers, which causes several spheres to levitate and rotate like the planets in the solar system. And rotate the planets in the solar system. Gertie, who also lives with who also gives the alien a potted plant with dying flowers, which the alien revives. Elliot has the creature hide in his closet the next day, as everyone heads off to school. While everyone is away, the alien gets out and into the fridge, raiding the food and drinking several beers. Watching TV, unknown to Elliot, the alien has formed a mental bond with him, and these feelings carry on over to his science class, where Elliot finds himself setting loose a number of frogs and this as a dissection project, as well as kissing a girl in class.
Does E.T. make everyone do the thing he wants? Because Elliot definitely wasn't tall enough to kiss this girl, and a kid willingly got down on his hands and knees to help Elliot kiss this girl, which is weird. He fell?
He fell.
For me, I thought my man got down on his hands and knees like he's about to do. He used the second part of a classic Bullies push, and he's like, "Hey, don't worry." But like, was he mad? Because like the person that seemed mad was the teacher.
The teacher was mad that the frogs
but the kid didn't seem mad that Elliot stepped on his back like he was.
Well, no, because his face was too close to the ground. That's why he couldn't even see an expression.
That's wild. That's true.
But no, he fell. I think he either stepped on the frog, or he tripped on something.
But also for me, he did step on a frog. For me, I dissected animals in high school. Elliot, once again, if Michael's 13, that means Michael's in 8th grade. Because 14 would be 9th grade, and that's the beginning of high school. So Michael's in 8th grade, because I believe Michael's 13. No, Michael might be a little bit older. Because Michael said he's only practiced backing up a car. So maybe Michael is going to get his license in a year or two. So maybe Michael is 14 or 15. But my assumption is still Elliot isn't a teen. He's a preteen. So this preteen Because like I said, I was a senior in high school when I dissected animals.
I didn't dissect any.
But like Elliot is definitely like a middle schooler, and the teacher looks at middle schoolers and says, "Hey kids,
you gotta kill this frog."
Yeah,
and then before they were like, "Oh, we're gonna put this in there. It's gonna make them fall asleep to where you can dissect them."
Well, no, he said a thing that I genuinely asked was, "How does a teacher get a license to have chloroform?" Because he looks at a kid and say, "Got a little bit of chloroform for him."
Chloroform wasn't a big deal then until they started using it to kidnap people and kill them.
You don't think they kidnapped people with chloroform in the 80s? In the 1980s?
It wasn't made a big deal then because the cases for like using it to like sedate people and kidnap them wasn't as bad until I think like drugs started becoming a big thing and then they started using people.
Drugs were always a big thing.
Became a bigger thing in certain towns.
But people use chloroform to knock people out, like in the 1800s.
Either that, or there's a limited amount what they can use.
Probably, because my second thought was maybe the school system is like, hey, we have a small amount, so you can, because like my thing is, I don't know how the frogs would live after you cut them open and like pull their intestines out and whatever, and be like, hey, look at this kid. So I don't know. So, but like, what are you going to do, sew it up? These kids aren't going to sew a frog, and then the teachers are going to sit down sewing up 20, 30 frogs. So I'm like, yeah, like these frogs are fully alive in front of these 10, 11-year-olds, and then after them being fully alive, like, hey kid, drug them, and because like he even said it'll take a few minutes for them to pass out. Like, so we have to watch them slowly pass out, so then I can cut them open. That's cold-blooded, and you're telling 10-year-olds to do that. So Elliot being like, no, don't do it. That makes sense to me, because if I was 10, I would be like, yo, teacher, I don't want to do this. I'm like, that's no good. After Elliot returns home that evening, he finds that Gertie has helped teach the alien to talk, and Elliot then decides to name the alien E.T. E.T. then attempts to explain that he intends to build a machine to communicate with his home planet so they can come to get him. Later that evening, Elliot and Michael go through the garage looking for items to use. Michael notes that E.T. doesn't look so good, to which Elliot explains that they are fine. Unknown to the two of them, a van monitoring outside has picked up their conversation. And no, go ahead.
This missed a spot where like Gertie and her mom are in the like there, and then like the mom clearly sees like beer cans and like stuff all over the floor, and then E.T.'s
wait, who's the beer for?
For her, probably gonna drink her sorrows away.
Well, maybe. Okay, because my brain was like, most movies show female drinking as wine drinking. So when I was like, yeah, who's the beer for? Because we don't see a man in the house.
I think I pointed that out too. I'm like, why is there beer?
Yeah.
I think I even pointed out. Mm-hmm. And then, so yeah, she's like, oh, where are these beer cans out? So I think
someone robbed the house and they only stole our beer.
Was the fridge open when she came?
Yeah, because E.T. the alien. Because I think somebody was, I remember talking to somebody about it, and they're like, oh, well, he's an alien. I'm like, no. The alien came to a box that's closed, opened the box, took stuff out of the box, and then left the box open. Just closed the box back.
Yeah, so the fridge door was open, and Mom just came in with Gertie, and Gertie is like, oh, there he is. And so Mom is just like busy trying to be like, why are the beer bottles out? And she closes the fridge without questioning why was the fridge open, or being like, why are there beer bottles there? Mm-hmm. And so then E.T.
Why is the TV on if no one's home?
Yeah, E.T. then starts moving to, I guess, go back upstairs or something. And he walks like, it's pretty noticeable something is there. Mm-hmm. And Gertie's just like, oh, look, Mom, there he is again. And
she's like, Mom, I want to introduce you to to my friend. And Mom just whacks him in the face with the refrigerator door.
Yeah, which listen, I've whacked people in the face with a fridge. Like, I've even whacked my dog before.
I've not.
And listen, you can feel it when you whack someone. Like, it's a clear thump. And like followed by noise. Now E.T. didn't make a noise, but like when you whack someone with the fridge, you can tell. Even if you don't whack a person, but you whack something in general, mm-hmm. you can tell. So the fact that she either just been like, oh, I just whacked Gertie,
yeah,
and she was like, she's fine, or she just thought she whacked the dog. But like,
did they have a dog?
They did, because the dog started barking at E.T. when they first.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry, it's like a golden
remember,
lab,
and
right?
like, yeah, and then remember when E.T. was looking through the fridge, he gave him like a bowl of whatever.
A coleslaw.
And the dog ate it.
It's either coleslaw or potato salad.
And so there's that. And so then E.T. manages to walk around them, and like again, Gertie's just like, Mom, like Gertie's trying to tell her like, hey, like,
yeah, there's an alien in the house.
Yeah, like, look, this is my new friend. And she had put a dress on the table, and so E.T. walks through under the table, and I guess the dress catches on him, and it comes down the table, which the mom clearly put the dress on the table.
Nah, man, they messed up the dress.
So then, E.T. walks through, again, Mom doesn't notice it, because I feel like you would notice a blue blob just walking through your peripheral.
Yeah.
But whatever. There's that, and then afterwards, after E.T.'s out of the scene, she turns around, she sees the dress on the floor, and she's just like, oh, what did she say?
Well, no, she sees the dress is further off the table than it was before, and she fell. But she sees something, and she's like, oh, this is not, like, they didn't do good work this time, and I'm like, what do you mean? You saw the dress when you picked it up from the dry cleaner. What do you mean? You mean you didn't check it at the dry cleaner? You wait till you got home? What a wild thing. Excuse me.
On Halloween, E.T. and Michael dress E.T. up in a sheet, pretending to their mother that Gertie dressed up as a ghost. Gertie has already left with Elliot's bicycle and gone to a specific point above the suburban area. Once the three meet her there, Gertie trades places with E.T. as both Elliot and E.T. head off to assemble and use the communications machine as he assembled. I didn't know Gertie left on her own. I did find it weird. I didn't even notice that. Like,
what do you mean? The three of them leave, and then Gertie has to go by herself. That's the whole plan. She says, I know the plan.
Yeah, that's it. That's fine. But my thing is the fact she's much smaller than them.
Yes.
And the mom just like, she must have left. She left before them, right? And the mom was just like, okay, yeah, go ahead. But she's okay. But like, that's frustrating.
No, but also you miss something, because I was gonna say it before. So the mom is called because Elliot released a bunch of frogs and caused a bunch of chaos at school.
They even told him he seems intoxicated.
Yes. So then, like,
the mom was like, are you sure you got the right kid?
Yeah. So, like, the mom goes and picks up Elliot. She's like, hey, Gertie, stay here. And I'm like, no, wait, hold up. I understand it's the 80s. I understand you have a dog. You're, like, I don't know how far away the school is. Let's say the school is at minimum 5 minutes away, drive, 5 minutes back home, so 10 minutes. You're leaving because she's not at school, you're leaving your 4-year-old daughter at home by herself?
And then you let your 4-year-old daughter leave on her own.
But no, yeah, she's on her own in the house. And then, like, in the time they're gone, which has to be a little bit more than 10 minutes, Gertie puts a wig on E.T., makeup on E.T., and, like, jewelry on E.T.
Which, by the way, I felt like E.T. looked better that way.
I have no feelings about that, except for I find it wild that Gertie's first act towards E.T. is screaming, and the second one is, I'm gonna put makeup and clothes on you. And I'm like, hey man, just let E.T. be himself. Put the wig on. I think the wig is funny. But, like, for me, it's like legit, like, so mom comes home, doesn't see the alien, hits the alien with the door, blames the dry cleaners for what alien did, gets called about Elliot, goes to get Elliot, leaves her small child at home alone, and in that small amount of time, because Gertie and E.T. are watching an educational show, E.T. learns language. And then also, while he's drinking beer and whatever before, E.T. looks at a comic strip, and it says something about phoning home in it. And then E.T. gets the idea, and I'm like, okay, let's assume it's been 4 days, 5 days.
So clearly, in this world, aliens are not smart.
But no, E.T. isn't. We don't know. We don't see the other aliens. The other aliens could be smart, but E.T. isn't.
But does that imply that they just left him there on purpose?
No, because if they did, they wouldn't might come back.
Because he called them home.
So they don't have to come back. If someone calls you and says, "Hey, I'm here," if they wanted to leave you, guess what they would do? They would just keep going. So no, they didn't leave him on purpose. They were like, oh look, there's these creatures chasing us with. They don't think they have weapons. They just have like flashlights and whatever.
But they didn't notice
that he was missing.
Yeah.
they must have, because like once again, I don't know. Even though, because like okay, E.T. seems to be bad at critical thinking skills. Because
So a child.
What?
So a child.
Maybe, but he seems to be bad at critical thinking skills because he doesn't think about phoning home until he sees it in a comic. But E.T. then uses simple Earth toys to create an interstellar beacon. So, like, once again, unless they're hovering around Earth, which we never talk about, we never see, unless, like, maybe Steven Spielberg put a bunch of, oh, look at the little meteor, but technically like a spaceship. But, like, we don't know how far away they are. But E.T. uses a thing, and it works effectively because they come back at the end of the movie. But, like, yeah, like, E.T. didn't think, hey, you know what? You know what? Let me call him. But then when he does,
I feel like E.T. might also be a child because there's some things like, well, one he's like he eats candy.
Yeah.
The second thing,
because no adults ever eat candy, not like E.T.
Not like E.T. Yeah.
Well, it's killing him. So
there's that. Again, he didn't think about phoning home until he saw a picture of it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then before then, well, he was scared.
Yeah.
You know, like being.
Well, he's in an unfamiliar place with unfamiliar people.
That's true. But then another thing was that he was so entertained by like the movie that was playing that he made Elliot acted out. So I don't know. I just feel like he has childlike tendencies. So maybe he is a child, which is why he didn't think about like.
But also, unless the spaceship is full of children, that means that these adults were like, hey, that kid's missing, and they didn't, like, come back to the woods.
Yeah, that could happen.
That's true.
Either that, or they were just like, well, we have to wait. Maybe he's not alive. Maybe he was captured.
Well, he'll be alive if he's captured. They usually capture aliens alive. But yeah, I hear what you're saying. Elliot wakes up the next day in the woods with no sign of E.T. He returns home where his mother has been afraid something had happened to him. Yeah, man, he's been out in the woods all night. That will do that. Elliot pleads with Michael to find E.T. Michael first goes to the forest, but eventually finds E.T. barely breathing near a storm drain. Getting him home, Michael and the others show E.T. to their mother. E.T. has taken on a pasty look and is shallowly breathing. Elliot explains that both he and E.T. are sick and perhaps dying. Their mother demands they leave E.T. and get out of the house immediately, but they are soon set upon by persons in spacesuits and then government men who quickly seal off the house and set up a medical unit to examine and help Elliot and E.T. Now, this is a problem for me because because once again, I said this earlier in the podcast. What was the mom gonna do? Hey, my son goes to the hospital. Hey, my son is real sick, and there's no symptoms, and we don't know what's going on. But also, at my house, there's an alien that's sick. Like, what was she gonna do? Was she just gonna let the alien die in her house and just not and be like, hey guys, this is a family secret and we're just gonna take it to our graves? Was that, hey John, is that in Mexico? No. That's not in Mexico. But like, what was she gonna do? She's just gonna leave the alien upstairs to die?
You know what's one thing that they did that I was just thinking, man, they were trying to make a zombie movie out of this, was when they broke in and they went to like, I don't know if it was like towards the back, the kitchen or something. Mm-hmm. Or like there was like the living room had like a very like open window.
Yeah.
And people just they just broke their hands through it and were like reaching. And I'm like, what's with the zombie premises?
Hey man, once again, they're bursting through the front door. Also, I know it's the 80s. Why is your front door unlocked? They didn't break the door. The door wasn't off the hinges.
I thought she opened it.
Oh, maybe she opened it and then he's like, I'm here. But like the patio's open too. Like the patio's open, the windows are open. I'm like, yo, my man, why are so many locks in your house not closed? Because we could assume maybe it's 3 kids and the mom's not very observant. So like,
she needs to be more.
Oh, also side note, in Halloween, this mom wore costume.
You couldn't tell it was like a mixture of a cheetah. What else did she have on?
All she had on, because it's the thing that people complain about where it's like, hey, the Halloween costumes for people when you get older are either just, they're trying to be really cool or trying to be sexy, and that's it, and there's no in-between. And it's like, just be creative or be whatever you want to be. She had on cat ears, black cat ears, with a domino mask, and then like a leopard bodysuit. I think she had like black boots on or whatever. But my problem still becomes, one, because Michael looks at his mom like, what are you wearing? But two, it's like, are you a cat woman? Are you the cheetah? Are you just a lady in a... Because, like...
This frustrated him so much.
Because what's the costume? What is it? Is she a human personification of a cat? Because if she's Catwoman, that's a bad Catwoman. If she's Black Cat, that's a bad Black Cat. If she's a cheetah, it's a bad cheetah.
Everything's just bad.
But once again, that's me being a comic nerd, being like, hey, that's not accurate to anything. But once again, if there is some character I don't know, because that's very possible. That's very possible. I don't know a character who wears like a domino mask with fake cat ears and like a bodysuit. That's a very easy thing to draw.
I wonder if that like symbolizes something about her character.
No idea, man. I can tell you, but probably.
So she has like the mixed maxed emotions that could probably symbolize like her mixed maxed emotions about her husband.
Maybe.
Her ex-husband.
Yeah.
And then if everything's like disorganized and stuff, it could explain why like she doesn't pay attention to her kids.
See that? So that's interesting. Sound like an English teacher over here. The curtains were yellow because he was happy.
No, that's just a hypothesis. Like,
well,
it's not.
Because also, this is just me. When Michael and Gertie are at home and seeing their mom stress out, mom, because we don't hear her name because the kids just call her mom. She has, I think she goes to a party and comes back home because the kids are out trick or treating, whatever. She lit candles in the house for ambiance, but like this is just me. I know some people do decorations inside their home for stuff, like for Christmas. For Christmas, you put stuff, you hang up tinsel and holly and stuff outside in a wreath, but then inside you might have lights and a tree up. But for me, I know zero humans for the majority of my life that would make indoor decorations for Halloween.
I know a lot of people who do that.
I definitely wouldn't light real like maybe a candle that's like a light. I wouldn't put real candles in, like, not to be funny. Mom's out here hitting people with a door and not noticing it. If one of these
people,
well, but if one of these kids knocked over a candle, she wouldn't know until it's too late. She didn't know the kids took probably either some money or her card or something to order pizza.
It was cash. It was cash.
Oh yeah, so she maybe took some money from her or something. So like no, I'm not. With 3 kids, she's not watching. I don't trust this lady to have lit candles in her house all night. Never.
Oh no, because it was late, huh?
Yeah.
It is here that the man with the keys on his belt loop returns to the picture. Keys explain. Oh, his name is Keys. Wow. Keys explains to Elliot that they found the machine. That they found the machine in the forest and want to know how to save ET. Elliot explains that ET needs to go home, but as they talk to ET, soon detaches himself from Elliot. Finally succumbs to the illness. Michael realizes this when the plants E.T. had received begin to wilt and die. Understand that?
Well, I did not look at the credits, but that man's name is Keys. That's hilarious to me.
Keys on keys. The whole key thing, I didn't really like that because he just sounded like a cowbell.
He sounded like he was jangling around?
He was jangling around.
Well, for me, I like how in this movie, because I thought Keys was part of the government, but he wasn't. This is a dude that was, I'm guessing, a special interest group. Because here's the thing. What I suspected, I know Steven Spielberg, especially at this time, had happy endings. I understand that. That's his deal. I thought Keys was gonna lie to Elliot, the child, who was dying sick, and being like, hey, tell us everything about E.T. Because, like, we see them investigate everybody, and, like, interrogate everybody. And, like, the mom doesn't know anything. Michael's like, it seems like they're connected somehow. And I'm like, hey, I'm glad Michael picked that up, because Michael doesn't seem hyper-observant about things, but he is, and that's good. And, like, Keys is like, Elliot, you gotta...
That's not true. He knows something probably about to happen between his mom and his dad, the reason why they probably got divorced.
Yeah.
Unaware. The only two who might not be aware is, like, Elliot and Gertie.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm pretty sure Michael was, because as soon as he found out that he said something to his mom, he was like, heck. He was like, what the heck? That's what he was like. So he definitely was aware of some stuff. But, yeah. But the fact that he pointed this out also, I was like, oh, so you do care about your brother. And then I wasn't expecting Keys to be transparent with Elliot. I was kind of expecting him to be like
a bad military, bad government man. And
yeah, but he opened up to him. He was like, "Oh, I had this too," and he said it happened to him too.
Did he say it happened to him too?
Yeah, he said it happened to him.
I thought he said he wanted to meet aliens and like he saw the aliens, but he didn't like communicate with like Elliot did.
I thought he said he met one and wanted to communicate with them again, but wasn't able to communicate with them like Elliot, because he said when he was a small boy he saw one. That's what I thought. I could be wrong.
Hey, no, that's fine. That means I'm forgetting parts of this movie, and that's crazy. Because also, why is this man? Wait. So who's funding this man's? I'm gonna eavesdrop on people and like the medical evac and all that stuff. Because someone has to be funding this. And if you're telling me this man is somehow funding it himself because he ran into aliens when he was a kid, that's wild.
He got a lot of money. He's desperately looking for one.
Oh, man. The medical team attempts to revive E.T., but he eventually dies. This part frustrates me because when we see him in the ditch that Michael finds him in, we don't know why he's sick. We see him in the house, we don't know why he's sick. We don't know why Elliot's sick. When they get to him and like he detaches from Elliot mentally, we never know. Before they take E.T. away, Keyes allows Elliot some time alone with E.T., which I cannot believe that this government man's like, you know what? Let's leave him. Like, once again, this government man was the nicest man in the world. And I was like, hey, that's cool.
Yeah, he's just showing his human side, which is probably why they showed his face.
Yeah, man. Elliot then explains that E.T. must be dead because he can't feel anything anymore, which technically he didn't feel anything when he detached mentally from him, so that's, for a while. But, okay, Elliot. Elliot then tells E.T. that he loves him and turns away. As he does so, he sees the flowers that were dying before are returning to life. Elliot goes back to the container where E.T. is and finds him alive and explains that his planet's people will be returning to get him. Elliot manages to hide the fact that E.T. is alive and then hatches a plan with Michael to get him to the forest. And before we go further, E.T., because we talked about him levitating the Play-Doh spheres. We didn't talk about Elliot like cutting his finger and E.T. healing him. E.T. One has been doing some miracles, if we're just being honest. If you're
flowers back for the
yeah, I'm like if you're
levitating.
If you are a human, you've seen this guy lift up with his mind. You've seen this guy bring plants back to life. You've seen this guy heal things. So once again, it makes me frustrated that we don't know why E.T. got sick. But then we see E.T. die and come back to life, and I'm like, okay, man. What's the concern? Like, cause the concern is Elliot didn't know, but like then Elliot's like, oh, he's alive again, and like no one else notices. Well, no one else except for I think Michael notices. And then just to top it all off for me, it looks like they're putting E.T. into a dryer.
A very bulky dryer. And the thing about this scene too that I was just like, which is why I say like E.T. might be a child, was because E.T. was so excited, be like, E.T. phone home, E.T. phone home. And then when Elliot was trying to get him to like shush down, he had to cover his mouth, which even then E.T. was still saying like E.T. phone home. So like not really, but I feel like maybe E.T. might also be a child as well, which is probably why he had that connection with Elliot too. So.
Well, you know how when you go through life as a kid, you connect with every kid really easy.
It's easier to make friends.
Well, that's true, yeah.
So there's that, and then the thing is when Elliot tells Michael that E.T. is that E.T. is alive, Michael gets excited. He jumps and then hits his head.
On the doorway. Yeah.
But here's the other thing: they were still inside the dome. The dome didn't have like doors or like those plastic doors, those glass doors that slide. It literally had a sheet of clear plastic, like that foggy like white trash bag.
Opaque plastic.
Yeah, and you could clearly tell that if anybody was watching, this child was happy and excited. That would have triggered someone to be like, let's go check on the alien.
No, that would trigger somebody. Hey, get this sicko out of here. You happy about death, kid?
Yeah.
But adult come push him down. You think that's funny?
It would have triggered something. Like,
sorry. I was picturing an adult in a thing that's pushing the kid down. It's not funny.
I think that's worse than throwing the kid at them.
Throwing the kid at
but yeah, so that was two things that I noticed that I was like, somebody's not paying. The adults are just not paying attention at all.
Yeah, man. The important part is the alien, not these dumb kids.
Mind you, like, Michael's friends, too, when they're outside the dome, and they see that their house is being domed up, or has been domed up, would it want to seem like somebody's gonna die, or they're dead?
Something like that, yeah.
And I'm just like, you guys are friends, right?
Yeah,
like,
man.
Should you be wishing death on your friends?
He didn't say, I want them dead, that's wishing death. He said, he thinks someone died.
Well, E.T. did die, later on. Michael has his friends take Elliot's bike and theirs to the playground on top of a nearby hill. Meanwhile, Michael and Elliot steal the van with E.T.'s container and make their way to the playground.
That scene was very, very cool.
Meeting Michael's friends there, then take E.T. and head for the forest. Jesus Christ. The government agents then give chase before E.T. causes the bicycles to fly, sending the boys to the forest.
Now, I love this in modern movies because do you know what they changed the shotguns to in subsequent releases of the movie?
No, I didn't even realize. They had some. Yeah, they did have shotguns.
Yep. Because once again, there is a full close-up scene of the boys riding their bikes.
Which look like adults, by the way.
And then the government... No. When the boys do any stunt, it's far away, and it's an adult person either wearing a wig or wearing the jacket. Because, when they do their stunts through the... home development is being built, it's far away, and it's just like adults in hoods and fake hair doing BMX stunts.
Which, by the way, Elliot is very small.
Yeah.
And you just
the man that his body double is not.
That's not small. He is. You can tell it's a grown up. Which I was just like, well, clearly that's not Elliot.
but I do love how Steven Spielberg probably had to direct the kids because he's like, hey, before you guys get serious. Put your hoods and stuff on so you can start doing the thing so then they can switch out.
Yeah.
But I'm like, hey, if you're running from somebody, you definitely need your peripheral vision and to be able to see behind you clearly and easily. So putting a hood on would be the worst thing possible. But yeah, the shotguns in later renditions of the movie got turned to walkie-talkies. So if that scene had that, legit what would happen is the boys escape some cops, they ride on cop cars, they disappear, and then instead of seeing a close-up of a shotgun come out of a car and they turn to the kids, they then turn, it will be a close-up of a walkie-talkie and they turn, and I'm like, the scariest thing a kid can have is, hey, walkie-talkie. Also, it skipped this part, so Michael steals a van, and Elliot is smart, and Elliot's like, hey, silly, put on your mask so people know. But Michael doesn't because he doesn't think about it. I'm like, bro, I would have the mask on as soon as I got in the front seat.
And that's how one of the was it a scientist or security guard? So one of them, they notice, and then he's just like, oh, I'm just trying to do. He goes pull down the window or open the door, and then that's when Elliot's like, go, drive. So
Michael drives. There's a really fun stunt someone had to do where two people are on the glass path because it rips when they're on the van and they drive around a little bit. They drive the van to a playground. They drive a van to a playground, and then after driving the van to a playground, the cops run up to the van with guns drawn, and I'm like, yo, you're gonna. And the mom says don't shoot the kids, but I'm like, yo, why are the guns drawn? Are they because the only reason is you guys think you're in danger, and it's just a boy, his younger brother. And an alien you thought was dead.
And mind you, they haven't been hostile.
At all.
They've just been running. The only hostile thing I guess they could think of was probably when they what's it called? Duke them when they were riding the bikes. Mm-hmm. That was the most hostile thing they could have done, I guess.
Also, it's duked. What's duking them like?
Duke? I thought it was. I'm sorry. I thought it was juked. I mean, duped.
Yeah. But no. Oh, duped.
Yeah.
You said duped.
No.
But no, duped. Yeah, they did trick them. They definitely bamboozled these men on the bikes. But also, one of the then they have the funny scene where the kids are like, "Yeah, we did it," and then a bunch of adults converge on them real close, and they have to start pedaling really hard again. And I'm like, "Oh, that's funny." So then you have the shotgun come out, and I'm like, "Okay, so like you said, these kids have not been violent. They haven't been dangerous." And for some active reason, they're like, you know what? We're gonna pull out our pistols. They tricked us. Let's get the shotgun now. I'm like, yo, my man, this movie is a different movie if the government man is a liar. This movie's a different movie if these cops start shotgunning kids. That's wild.
The other thing too was when they were here's another thing that also I wanted to mention. When Michael was driving the car, as he was getting closer to the elementary school, two things happened. One of them being like, oh, go, like, Elliot was like, oh, go here. And Michael was just like, where is it? And Elliot, being a child, says, I don't know, Mom just normally takes me there. And the other thing that happened, too, was when, obviously, Michael, as he stated before in the beginning of the movie, he only knows how to drive in reverse. So this was his first time fully driving, like, a van, too. And then the thing he complains about is, like, he doesn't complain, it's a concern, really. And he goes, like, oh, we're gonna die and I'm never gonna get my license. So, when he said that, I was like, well, yes, if you die, you're not really getting anything, my dude.
Yeah, that's how it is.
So...
But in the early movie, because we talked about it, E.T. made Elliot fly.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Yeah, because Elliot's like, oh, hope we land, and they don't land well. They land terribly, and I'm like, that's such a funny beat. But then the boys are driving towards the man with a gun, and E.T. makes him fly. Because I'm guessing he thought the kids would, like, come through the cars and they're going to stop him. And the men look up in wonder and amazement as the children fly over their heads. And all the boys are like, oh, yeah. But then the one boy who's been the biggest jerk about everything, he's like, yo, just tell me when we're going to land. And I'm like, thank you for having some humanity, because you've just been a mean jerk the entire time, but you've been like, yo.
He opened his eye. He's like, tell me when we land, guys. So.
Because I'm just like, but also, this is the 80s, and like, this is the thing. Michael, Elliot, and Gertie have a story. And like, not even like kind of a story. His friends have kind of a story. We ran from the cops. We flew. We saw an alien spaceship. But like Michael and Elliot are like, hey, Elliot's like, I mind melded with an alien and I felt his feelings. And Michael's like, yeah, I saw what happened to my brother. Like he got sick when they did this and stuff. But the guys who are like who don't believe Elliot in the beginning, they're Michael's friends, are just like, yeah, like we ran from cops. We flew for the first time ever on our bikes, and then we saw an alien spaceship. And I'm like, yo, like that's like once again. You have peaked, and you are like in freshman in high school.
My thing is on that. So this is something I waited to say until we got to this point. This movie lied to me. The way how I saw the previews and trailers before we started watching it, it made it look like all the kids were part of it. Like, they were all part of E.T.'s, like...
But they weren't. It was only the family.
It was just the family.
Which we don't know we don't know Michael and Ellie's last name.
So, my thing about that is, like, I thought it was, like, an adventure between all the kids. No, it was just Elliot, Michael, and Gertie.
Now, you want to think about some Goonies or Stand By Me.
Well, I say this because in the picture, at least I could be wrong, also having the Mandela effect, but in the picture of, like, the poster for the movie, it has, you know... Elliot flying, and it has like the other kids behind him.
I think that is one of the posters, but I think the main poster is the time Elliot and E.T. fly the first time, where it's just like tree canopy, night sky, moon, and Elliot and Elliot and E.T. flying on the thing. I think that's the main poster. The main poster is just Elliot and E.T. flying.
Yeah, well, I saw the other one, so I was like, oh, it's gonna have all the kids. Nope. The other kids don't even come in until the very end again.
Mm-hmm. As they land and night settles, E.T.'s ship lands. Elliot's mother and Gertie show up shortly afterward with keys. Because it doesn't say this yet. With keys. And Gertie and Michael say their goodbyes before it's Elliot's turn. Elliot asks E.T. to come with him. Oh, sorry. E.T. asks Elliot to come with him, but Elliot says he has to stay. E.T. gives his new friend a hug and then lights his finger and points it at Elliot's heart, telling Elliot that he'll be right here. Gertie gives E.T. the plant she gave him, and he goes into the enormous ship.
And she kisses him.
She's like on the eyebrow. Yeah. And she gave him, and he goes into the enormous ship that soon lifts off, leaving a rainbow behind as everyone stares up into the sky.
That was a rainbow?
Yeah, it was a rainbow at the end. But okay, so here's the thing. So the ending is Elliot and his friends. Elliot, Michael, and Michael's friends fly to the forest. E.T. learned how to do landing, which is pretty neat. It's the best green screen flying I've seen on a bike. And then they land, and the spaceship comes down, and like the spaceship opens, and the spaceship has some like. There's a whole scene where it's like really nice because there's a part where Elliot's crying. He's like, "I want you to stay, E.T. You gotta stay." But
that was during when he was doing the phoning.
Yeah, but he's like, I want you to stay. So then you have the juxtaposition where E.T.'s like, "Hey, come with me. I want you to stay with me," and then Elliot's like, "I can't." So then you have that happen, but then Keys comes with the mom.
Which this is the part as they're watching the spaceship fly off, the mom is just like, she's surprised, and then this is the part that I mean.
Well,
Keys has his arm on her shoulder.
Well, the spaceship could blow her away. You gotta keep her safe. Because don't hold on to the small girl. The small girl can get blown away all she wants, but the mom has to be held. And then...
Which I don't know. Okay, again, as I mentioned earlier, I don't know what happened in the car.
Also, other thing, if the aliens are getting specimens, only thing E.T. brought back was some flowers. Now, once again, I don't know what they can eat from Earth. It seems like they can't eat beer and candy because it made E.T. go die in a gutter. But like, I didn't see any apple. I didn't see any apples or pears. I didn't see anything on that ship that was like food. But once again, I don't know what those aliens eat. So maybe they eat something different. But then you have the whole scene where Michael's like, "Hey, get back home." Gertie's like, "Oh, miss you." And Elliot and E.T. have their heartfelt moment. They hug or whatever. E.T. takes a very long time to wobble up the ramp because he does. And then after
legs.
And then. And then there's this epic music, but it's kind of soft, and then the ramp retracts and lifts up, and as E.T. reaches the doorway, it's like there's another swell of music that's even more epic than the epic music before. Then the door closes slowly, and then they fly off, and there's a rainbow, and then the movie ends like an 80s kids movie where Elliot's looking up at the rainbow, big smile, and that's the end of the movie.
Let me tell you again. The hand. Anyways. Yeah. So I feel like the ending to me, besides that one part with Keys like holding Elliot's mom for some unknown reason.
To keep her from flying away from the dangerous alien spaceship.
Okay, well he could have just stayed in the car. Like, whatever. But yeah, so everybody was very surprised when obviously it was very surprised when
they saw a big thing of aliens.
Yeah, the spaceship came down, and as it flew off, everybody was like, "Oh wow, cool." That's all. I was going somewhere, but then I forgot where I was going.
Okay. How much do you think this movie cost to make?
Let's see. I'm gonna say
$5.
$3 million.
I'm gonna say $3,001. Bob. No, I'm kidding. It costs $10.5 million to make.
10.5?
Yes.
Wow.
Hey, buddy. You had to make multiple puppets in case one broke down. You had to pay the people and all that stuff. Yeah, man, 10.5.
Sometimes I want to look at these things and break down what did every dollar or penny go into?
Oh yeah, that'd probably be interesting. The problem would become people probably use some of these movies to move money around depending on the people. So you probably find lots of gaps. Worldwide, this made $797 million.
Wow.
Yeah, once again,
E.T.
was a smash hit. It was such a smash hit. I told you this. 2 years later,
they made
some company made a parody called Mac and Me, and Mac looks worse than E.T. The only thing better about Mac is that he's small enough to carry.
Mac looks like a Pikmin.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little Pikmin.
But I think Pikmin are a little bit more adorable.
But they still have the.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, so E.T. was so popular that that another studio made a terrible parody of this because they're like, "Yo, this $10 million movie made nearly 80 times more money than it was," and I'm like, "Yeah, man." I forget what because like this one was beer, Coors Light and Reese's Pieces. I forget what the little product placement sponsor was for Mac and Me, because once again, Mac and Me, I think Mac and Me cost like $4 million to make, and it made like I think it made like 100,000 or something. It did not make a lot of money.
At least it made something.
Yeah, that I can give you. Now some fun facts about the movie.
Let's go.
Most of the full body puppetry was performed by a 2'10" tall stuntman, but the scenes in the kitchen were done using a 12-year-old boy who was born without legs but was an expert on walking on his hands.
Wait. So most of it was done. Wait.
Most of the puppetry was done by a 2'10" stuntman, but
like 2'10".
Yes.
Wow.
But the stuff in the kitchen was done by a kid born with no legs, who was an expert working on his hands, which is why he was doing the back and forth and whatnot.
Oh, yeah. That's interesting.
At auditions, Henry Thomas, who personally played Elliot, thought about the day his dog died to express sadness. Director Steven Spielberg cried and offered him the role on the spot for Elliot.
Oh, that's so cute.
The gag where the mother looks in the closet and sees the alien surrounded by toys was dreamed up by Robert Zemeckis. Robert Zemeckis is the man. I've talked to you about this before. He directed, almost said Alien. He directed Forrest Gump. He directed Back to the Future. Mm-hmm. So that man dreamed that up. And I'm like, you have a weird mind, Mr. Zemeckis, but
That's crazy, bro.
The script was largely written while on location filming for Raiders of the Lost Ark. During filming breaks, Steven Spielberg dictated the story to screenwriter Melissa Matheson, who was there with her then boyfriend and future husband Harrison Ford.
Oh, okay.
Steven Spielberg shot most of the film from the eye level of a child to further connect with Elliot and E.T.
That's okay. That makes sense. Okay.
In the Halloween scene where E.T. sees a child in a Yoda costume and seems to recognize him, this is an inside joke by Steven Spielberg on his good friend Star Wars creator George Lucas. In Star Wars Episode 1, Lucas returns the joke in a scene that takes place in the Galactic Senate. In the shot of various senators calling out, you can see a bunch of E.T. species among and the Senate pods in the lower right corner.
Oh man, that's sweet. That's really nice. It's great.
The doctors and nurses who work on E.T. are real emergency room technicians from the USC Medical Center. They were told to treat E.T. the same way they would treat a real patient, so the dialogue and actions would seem real. Steven Spielberg felt that actors wouldn't be able to make the medical dialogue sound natural, so he recruited actual doctors and nurses.
Wow. Okay, that explains why they were doing the CPR and stuff.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I was like, because in the movie, when I saw that, I was like, you really think normal CPR is going to work on an alien?
They don't know. Oh man, this movie was the American movie with the longest ever theatrical run for over a year. This record was beat by more than 2 decades by the Hindi film Diwali, Dahania La Jayinj, which has been continuously running at least one show daily since 1995.
I don't know any of that.
Oh well, it's if it's a Hindi film, you probably wouldn't know it. But yeah, like that's one of the longest running films because it's ran from 1995 and it has a showing once a day, and that's crazy to think about. Like, man, that's some longevity.
Yeah.
This movie was the highest grossing movie of all time until Spielberg made Jurassic Park in '93.
Okay. Well,
So
he makes good movies from the sound of it.
yeah, Steven Spielberg. He's
still alive?
he's a prestige director out here, man.
Wow.
Now, Mary, would you recommend this movie?
I would.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad you recommended. Any reason why?
I like the creepiness out of it. Like, realistically speaking,
you like the creepiness?
Yeah. Well,
so you like the man touching the stranger he just met?
No, minus that creepiness. No, I like the fact how, in real standards, this would be terrifying.
Yeah, I think I said this a few times watching it. If we're not Elliot, this is a horror movie. Like, if you're the mother, think about it like this. You don't know who your kid is. You don't know what's happening to your kid. Your kid's sneaking in and out of the house. You don't know where they are. Then you find out your kid's mind melded with an alien. And then, if the mom's watching, E.T. and Elliot are mind melded. And they're both dying. Then, the alien, like, releases Elliot. And his vitals start, like, spiking back to normal. And as E.T. continues to pass away. And I'm like, yo, my man... I don't know what's going on in you guys' lives. I don't know what's happening, and I nearly just lost my child to this alien man, and like it's like wild.
And then the part where it's just creepy. But yes, I would recommend it. I probably recommend it to a few friends actually.
I would recommend E.T. Steven Spielberg is just a fun director to watch, so I think that's fun. Once again, this was my first experience watching E.T. I do feel that, from a certain perspective, this is a horror movie. But also, I feel, if you don't have that perspective, and you just watch this movie the way it is presented to you, yeah, it's a really good movie. Like, hey, this kid feels like he doesn't belong, and he doesn't have the love in his life that he wants. So he finds this friend, and then he and his friend go on this... It's not a long journey, but they go on this very powerful, emotional journey together of, like, caring for, like, things and whatnot and, like, seeing the world a different way.
The fact that, like, he put the camera low enough, like, to be in the child's perspective, that probably explain why, like, when you watch the movie, it kind of felt a little bit more real. Mm-hmm. Because, like, yeah, like, if you're at the child, like, instead of, like, looking at it as a normal, like, you know, normal angle, you look at the child's perspective, it kind of makes you feel like, oh, yeah, you're seeing it through a child's eyes, kind of. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Except minus the fact that you're an adult and you're just like, ooh, yeah, no.
And that's the end of our show. Next week, we'll be watching Annie, 1982. I can't wait to get into it, really, because I'm not the biggest fan of musicals, but I do like musicals. Annie's a musical I enjoy.
Listen, I liked it, but there was a few things I was like, bruh. When we get there, we'll get there.
Well, like and subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Instagram, and rate us 5 stars. Share us with whoever will listen. Thank you for listening, and have a good day.
Bye.